Hey nerds, we are able to keep Venture Forth ad-free thanks to our amazing patrons. To help keep this podcast free of ads, check out our Patreon. Links in our description.
Hi, I'm Flynn.
And I'm your DM, Ethan. Welcome to Venture Forth. Previously, the group had survived a harrowing attack from Chath and fellow teachers of the Ironlight Collective. As you all made it out alive, and with a prisoner in tow, you made your way back to Saddlemount, although Shreya had fallen ill with a mysterious metal poison. Upon returning to Saddlemount, Kaylin had reached out to one of her contacts and asked for their assistance. And while the shopkeep was willing to help, she did not have all the ingredients necessary to remove this poison from Shreya. She tasked you all with each getting one ingredient in the elixir that would help Shreya. And as the group makes their way off in different directions to find these different items, Flynn, what would you like to do?
We're still in the hut right now.
Everyone else has dashed off in their different directions, leaving you standing there.
I look up from my book, realizing that everyone has headed off and I got lost in it again. Is Kaylin around?
You do see Kaylin still inside the grumbling garden grove, there with Lyra, the shopkeep, as well as Ilinar and Shreya, both of whom are unconscious.
I'll walk up to Shreya, just kind of put my hand on, if I can get up high enough, I'll put my hand on his forearm, just kind of hold it.
And he's sort of jerking back and forth.
I'm gonna help you, buddy. I promise that. And I'll turn to look at Kaylin. And I'll kind of shake off my thoughts, and I'll walk over. How are you doing? I know that there was something. You're under a spell. Do you feel all right?
I'm fine right now. I'm sort of shaking my head out of it still.
Okay. Well, I have a lot of stuff to think about.
There's a lot to unpack here.
Important things to do. And I'll look back towards Shreya. Supposed to be dangerous. What do you think about maybe coming with me? Like the old times?
Flynn, I don't know if that's the best idea. I've got Shreya here to look after, and Ilinar, if he wakes up, I have to be here in order to make sure he doesn't escape.
Well, we might be able to handle the Ilinar thing.
I don't see how, outside of putting him in a metal box.
Well, that's probably the last part, the last step, but I think I can get us there. And I'll look over to the woman wrapped in vines. What was her name again?
Lyra.
I'll look over to Lyra. Is she in the room with us?
Yes, she is. And you can see she is sort of inspecting Shreya's body. And you can see she's got her one arm that's made of plants and vines. And you can see her other arm that is made of these mechanical elements and wood and metal. You can see her hand sort of shifts back into itself. The fingers sort of retreat into the palm as two little metal pincers shoot out from where her fingers once were. And you can see her sort of put the pincers up towards Shreya's face, and it almost looks like she's taking measurements of Shreya's form.
How's he holding up?
He is fine for now, but I recommend haste, as he will not be fine for much longer.
Is he safe here?
He will be safe.
Even if I leave? Even if we leave? And I'll point to Kaylin.
Even if you leave, And she sort of waves her hand, her vine and plant hand towards the door. And you can see all of these plants and plant life and the fungus that's on the walls starts to creep over the door and like completely seals it shut.
So cool.
And the light of the room begins to get dimmer as now there's no light coming in from outside.
Whoa. Wow.
As I said, you will be safe. As she waves her hand and disperses all of the plants once more.
And I'll look over to Kaylin and give her a little, smirk. Well, that solves one problem.
Yes, but I think that solves the problem of people getting in. But with Ilinar, I'm afraid he might get out.
I think I might have a solution. You just gotta trust me.
I always have.
All right. Are we ready to go?
Yes.
And I'll pack up my stuff, put my books back in my backpack, sling it around, my weapons. All right, Lyra, we're gonna head out. Do your best.
I will continue to do what I can.
Back as soon as we can. And I'll head out with Kaylin.
All right, and as soon as you close the door...
Grabbing Ilinar over our shoulders.
Okay.
Bringing him with us.
Gotcha. And as soon as you close the door, you hear creaking and almost this slimy creaking as you close the door as all of the plants and the fungus grow themselves over the inside of the door. But now you are outside and you both have Ilinar over your shoulders.
All right. Let me think for a second. And I'll give her Ilinar and I'll pull out my map. And I'll kind of look around on the map to see. I believe. I think I made a mark of where the the portal is, where the hut is. So I would like to head towards it with Ilinar and Kaylin.
Okay. It takes you all a couple of minutes, and by the time you make it there, you just are able to see the sunset over the water to the east. As you make it back to the port, you see the port is bustling with people continuing to load things on and off of ships, and you see once more these cannons with this massive mechanical contraptions on the back of them being loaded onto ships. And at this point, you can see two of the ships themselves have actually launched from the docks and are heading out towards the open ocean.
As we're kind of walking towards the shed.
Flynn, I don't know that this is the best place we should be with someone who's unconscious.
Almost there. And I'll kind of give a look around to see if anyone's caught our attention.
Make a perception check.
Okay.
Actually, make that insight.
Okay. All right. 14.
14. You can see one, there's a young boy who is in the process of tying up one of these massive crates that's being loaded onto a ship. Reminds you a little bit of Timmy, just in that very young deckhand. And he looks at both of you. And he sort of stops what he's doing and he runs over to what looks like an officer, someone who is much older. They're wearing the naval garb of Ondale. They have got this wide-brimmed hat with an orange feather coming out of the top.
We start picking up our pace. He
starts whispering and pointing over to you.
How close are we to the shed?
You're at the front of the shed now.
I'm gonna try and go in if I see it and I can.
Yeah, you open up the door. Go. Flynn, what am I doing? There's nothing here.
There's a shed here, and I can see it, right?
Yes, you can see it.
I'll touch it. I don't know how this works, and I'll grab her hand and I'll put it on the shed that I see.
What? Oh, okay. Lead the way.
It's crazy, right? Magic's freaking amazing. Let's go. All right, go. And I'll open the door, shut it, and bring all of us in.
All right. And you are now in this shed. Kaylin starts to look around, and you can tell she's just getting her bearings. But within this room, you see 3 levers.
Okay. Crap. Hold on. I'll pull up my book. I will pull the first one.
Okay. You hear a click.
All right. I'll pull the third one.
You hear a click.
And I'll pull the second one. and I'll close my eyes and wince.
You hear a click, and the floor beneath you opens up into a staircase downwards.
Yes. I mean, yeah, easy. See, Caitlin, this is going to be easy. And I'll start heading down the stairs.
I'm sorry, did you just guess?
No, I knew what was going on. I remembered.
Okay, then let's move.
All right. And I'll head down the stairs towards the portal.
Okay, you make your way down, and once again, there on the ground, you see the etchings of a teleportation circle.
All right. Ready?
Are we going through?
Yeah. We can just toss them in there, but I don't know if Hayfried or Timmy are asleep or if they're there. If we send him through, he might just stand up, get untied, and release everything, and you'll see. And I'll push him, drop him on the portal with her, and make it'll be quick.
Okay. You both hop onto the portal, and you can feel the ground apparate beneath your feet as you look down, and you can see the stone platform beneath you. Your breath once again sort of leaves your lungs, and you look around, and you see that you're on the floating platform, and you see the other floating platforms around you. You look down and you see the central platform, and it has a cage platform attached to it. You can see one of the cage platforms that has been brought up that is the same as the one that is holding the dragon, the same one that is holding all of the creatures who you have restrained here. But this cage seems to have been broken open, and notably broken open from the inside.
Which cage?
As you're looking around, you continue to look on the central platform, and you can see standing there Hayfried and Timmy, both holding brooms, sweeping up an absolute mess of broken tables, glass, of all of these things that have been destroyed on this central platform. And as Hayfried turns around, he spots you.
What happened?
Flynn, when you put the coins on their foreheads, it would be very helpful for me, and just for, Timmy, and frankly, with the people we have in here, for the world at large, if you don't teleport people through who have their incredibly dangerous magical weapons on them.
I look for the people we just sent through. I look for Chath and Nessa.
You look and you see an unconscious dragonborn in a cage.
Okay.
You see an ancient red dragon.
Huh.
You see a demon creature.
Okay.
You see Amara and Zergath.
Okay.
You do not see Nessa.
No.
Flynn, with the stupid tiefling, it was fine, and I probably should have mentioned it there, but I was able to get his hammer and everything off of him. But if a creature has a potion that can turn them into fucking whatever creature, I would not recommend putting them through the teleportation with them still having that stuff on them.
I can
set these cages to be fairly secured, but if there's specific magic like that, I cannot secure every single one of these cages with every single potion and every single magical item and magical effect.
Right.
I just can't do that.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm sorry. We were, in a life or death situation, and we didn't really think it through, but where'd she go?
Timmy turns to you and he goes, "Oh, life or death. That's real fun for you." Life or death. Yeah, I almost had a life or death situation here.
Yeah, we deal with that a lot. So now you kind of get it.
Timmy, it's fine. We were okay. Just go back to sweeping.
Sorry, Timmy. He's mad at me, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm mad at you too.
Well, we kind of have stuff to take care of, and I'll kind of lift, like not a lot, but just kind of like lift the armor or the clothing of Ilinar as he's on the ground. Be like, you got room for one more?
I mean, now I do. As he waves his hand, and all of the metal bars of the cage that has been broken bend and creak themselves back into place as Hayfried reaches his hand up and pulls your teleportation circle platform into the main platform.
Okay, and I'll look to Kaelin. Oh, also, Kaelin, this is Hayfried. That's Timmy over there. Maybe don't talk to him right now. He seems pretty upset. But, yeah, Hayfried, this is Kaelin. This is my best friend.
Sorry, Hayfried. Pleasure. You want to bring him down and take all of his armor and his dangerous weapons off of him?
Yeah, Kaelin, here. And I'll walk with Kaelin down to the cage for Ilinar, and I will help her take off the pauldron, anything else that I think looks like weapons and stuff. What weapons does he carry? Or weapon?
Yes, so he has got his traditional Iron Light sword and shield that he has on him. He also has you sort of do a quick pat down, and you take off some very like thin leather armor, but as you feel it does feel like slightly reinforced. It's very thin, very light, but it does feel pretty reinforced. You also pull off of him a dagger that also has the same Iron Light symbols etched into it as the swords that you've come to know. You also get off of him a healing potion.
Ooh, okay.
As well as 97 gold.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, let's go. I think for but a second, and then put it in my backpack.
Okay.
He doesn't deserve to have this right now. It'll help us more.
For sure.
Awesome.
But soon enough, you walk Ilinar over to the cage. The bars in the front magically bow just enough for you to put his unconscious body into the cage. The bars move back. All right, Flynn, are we all right to get on our mission now?
I think so, but I'm worried that he might be able to summon his sword, right? Into the cage?
He's trying to bring something in from out of here.
Well, yeah,
That he can't do. That's part of the baseline.
Oh, okay.
Runes that I've put on here.
All right, so I'll just leave his weapons with all his armor.
If his weapon was in the cage with him, that would be a different issue. But if it's outside of the cage, it's not getting in.
Right. Yeah, again, sorry about that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about that when you get back with everyone.
I'll make it up to you.
You better.
Somehow. All right, we're gonna get out of here, right, Kaelin?
Yes, pleasure to meet you, Hayfried. And Timmy, you as well.
Yeah, bye, Timmy.
He just keeps sweeping.
He's really mad at me. All right, well, let's get out of here. We got someone to save.
Boom.
Yeah.
You guys head out through the teleportation circle, once again entering into the docks. Now at this point it is the sun is completely set, but it is still sort of that residual glow from after sunset. So you can still see. What are you doing?
All right, so we need to find some kind of totem.
I heard her say Treant totem.
Treant totem. Yeah, I don't.
Did you catch? Where did she put that on the map?
Oh, pull my map out. Did we marked?
Yes, she
marked it off.
Lyra had marked some circles where her fungus told her that you could find these things.
Oh, right. Yeah. Right here. And I'll look. Where does it look like the mark has been placed? In the forest, in the water.
Yes. So the mark that you see that Lyra put is pretty deep into the forest. It looks almost further than where you had battled Chath, very deep into the forest.
Okay.
But you do get a good sense of where it is, a direction at least.
Well, I mean, I guess we just start heading in that direction. I'll point towards the direction after looking at the map. Unless you have any other ideas.
No, I think that's the best place to start.
This is cool. But it's been how long since we've done one of these?
I honestly don't care to remember.
Well,
too long.
Listen, I've picked up a few new tricks, and I'll kind of like shake my arm. Might be able to help you this time instead of you always saving me through these things.
We'll see about that. That will have to be seen. Do you need to get to anything before we head into the forest?
I don't think so. I have all my stuff and my weapons. Do you?
No, I'm good to go.
All right. Well, let's do it. And I'll start heading towards the forest.
All right. And you both head sort of in a northwest direction, head out past the city, and you head out into the forest. I'm going to have you make a survival check for me.
All right.
As you are darting between trees.
Ooh, 19 total.
19. Even though you are darting between these trees and every once in a while you sort of have to change directions as the brush in front of you is just too thick, you do feel confident that you are able to sort of correct your course and continue on into the proper direction. After a little while of traveling into the forest, you stumble across something that isn't quite as natural. You look down and at your feet, you see a small wooden post. And you look to your right, about 5 feet, you see another small wooden post.
Kaylin, you see this?
Yes, I don't quite know what this is. You look to your left and you see another wooden post, and another one 5 feet, and another one 5 feet. And you can see in between all of them a small white string stretching between all of them.
I'm going to guess we don't want to touch that. I'll point at this.
Okay, I think it's probably best not to.
Yeah. Do you think it's safe to step over it?
I think there's only one way to find out. This is the direction that we need to go.
I'll kneel down and just try and inspect it or take a look at it, see if I can glean anything from getting closer. But
make an investigation check.
Okay. Really good roll. All right. 19.
19. Looking down, you can see that these small wooden posts are fairly uniform, and you can see small scratches on the side of them that look like they've been milled or like chipped away at to create this form. You can see a very well-drilled hole through the top. They look manufactured. And looking at them, you can see them sort of going in a line, and you can see them almost starting to turn, making almost a large circle. And from looking at these, you surmise that it might be like a distinction of land, like a property marker.
Huh. I mean, it looks like it's in like a special area or it's setting something off, but I don't know. Guess we just step over it.
Do you think we're going to be going into someone's land? Or an area that they've quarantined off that we shouldn't go?
It hasn't stopped us before.
Well, no, but you're right.
Come on, it'll be fun.
You first.
It'll be like our first mission.
You first.
All right, step back.
Okay. She takes about 5 feet.
And I like preemptively am like rubbing my fingers together, and the abjuration symbol tattoo glows just faintly as I'm like almost preparing for something terrible to happen.
And you look back real quick at Kaylin and you can see her tattoo is glowing as well.
All right, ready? Give me a countdown. Give me a countdown.
3, 2, 1.
Yo, I can't do it. Okay. All right.
All right. No, there's this trick that I learned, and she sort of walks up right next to you. There's this trick that I learned where if you just, and she just pushes you over the line.
Do I hit the line?
You stumble, make an acrobatics check.
good at that. I'm really good at that. Okay. 27.
You're able to, as you stumble, you're able to just pick your foot up enough to where it doesn't hit the line, but you land on your back on the other side.
Oh, why'd you do that?
Well, now we know that there's nothing on the other side. And she very gently sort of steps over the wire.
I'll hold my hand up.
All right. And she grabs your hand and yanks you up to your feet.
Yeah, I always fall for that. All right, let's go.
You're very easy to trick, Flynn.
Yeah, I've been realizing that. I'm trying to get better, but, never was good at lying. All right,
and you continue off. As you continue walking, you begin to hear this faint noise just in front of you. You begin to hear what sounds like the clanging of metal together, but it's very rhythmic. It's almost in perfect timing. This big clang of metal. Wait a few seconds. Clang of metal. Wait a few seconds. Clang of metal.
Without saying anything, in like more of a serious motion, I'll kind of hold my hand up and just kind of do like some kind of signal. Hold my hand in a fist and then bring it down. And as I bring it down, I crouch down.
Kaylin does as well.
I'll look at her and I'll look back to that noise.
She nods her head and points forward.
And I will try and sneak up to see whatever that sound is.
Okay, make a stealth check.
I am loving my rolls. I am loving it. That is a total of 22.
22, all right. You both are moving very stealthily through the forest. And after a few minutes, the forest completely opens up. And you can see that there's this massive outcropping. And you look down and you can, on the ground, see these rows of dirt, almost looking like farmland. And you can see just off on the other side of these rows of crops, you can see a massive, what looks like a four-legged metal spider. You can see these metal legs jutting out from this small central body. And you can see the legs moving forward. They move forward one step. And as they do, the body releases a small pod from the bottom. The pod opens up, grabs one of the crops, shoots it up into its body. The metal spider takes another step. The pod comes down, grabs one of the crops, puts it up into his body. It looks like what seems to be an automated, almost a farming crop tool. But it stands about 15 feet in height. And as it takes each one of its steps, you hear this massive clang of metal.
I think it's probably best to steer around this thing.
I think that's best too.
I don't see a totem, do you?
I don't see any sort of totem.
I'll look for any buildings or anything, or is this just out in the
You do see just off past this mechanical spider, you do see a farmhouse.
Does it line up to maybe where on the map Lyra told us to go? Does it seem like this is the spot? Or does
no,
it seem like...
this seems to be just within the forest. It looks like you have to move much deeper into the forest.
But I do see a little farmhouse.
Yes, you do. What do you say? Do we just leave them, or do we...
Well, I mean, we can take a look in the building and see if there's anything in there.
Okay.
Just to see.
Let's be quiet.
We gotta check it out.
Of course.
All right, and I'll try and stealth up to the house, maybe see if I can peek my head through a window.
Okay. You peek your head through a window, you don't see anything. Just a empty farmhouse.
You think someone's, like, in that thing? And I'll point to the spider.
Well, they'd have to be pretty small, about your size, to actually fit in the body of that thing.
Yeah.
I think it might just be a farm, Flynn.
Yeah. It's cool, though.
It is.
I want to check it out, but I know we have stuff to do.
We are unfortunately on a timetable.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, let's keep moving.
Yeah, and I'll stealthily sneak away from this farm.
Okay. And as the clanging of metal fades off into the distance, I'm going to have you make another survival check for me.
Got it. Awesome. 24.
24. Okay. You are, once again, very confident in the direction that you are taking. And as you're looking at the map, you sort of feel like you have a really good sense on which way is north, south, east, and west, and you feel like you are heading in this perfect northwestern direction. I'm going to have you make a perception check for me.
That is a 18.
An 18. As you're moving through the forest, it takes you about an hour, maybe 2 hours.
What, is the sun still out?
No, it is getting dark.
Okay.
Maybe 3 hours now. And you think we must be close at the very least. And as you're looking around, you don't even see much as it's getting very dark, when you start to hear the trees moving around you. And you don't just hear, you do hear the normal rustling of leaves,
yeah,
but you begin to hear the creaking of wood, bowing and waning.
Hear that?
Do I hear what?
I don't know. It sounds like trees, but more? Does that make sense? I can't really see anything. What does it look like?
Flynn, it looks like trees.
Regular trees? Do you think should I light? I can't really see. Can I see?
No. You can see a couple of feet in front of you, but beyond the immediate trees to your sides, you really can't see too much.
I wish you would have told us, like, where this thing's gonna be. I mean, it's in the forest. Thanks. I can't. I gotta light something.
You need to see, Flynn. So, whatever you want to do.
And I'll actually think like, oh, you know what? You want to see something that I've been trying?
Yeah, sure.
And I'll sit down. I'll pull out my book, and I will look to one of the new pages in the front, and I will remember the steps and try and think them through. And I'm gonna try this out. I will, similarly to where I rub my fingers together to cast Green Flame Blade, I do that, and the energy starts to spark, and I snap my fingers like normal, like how I'm so used to, and I touch a pebble on the ground, and as I touch it, it bursts into the green flame, but it extinguishes itself very quickly. Huh. Well, it says, and I'll look in the book and I'll read a little bit more. Oh.
No, Flynn, you did. Look, read this part.
You know this one?
I've seen this one done. I don't personally know this one, but
okay.
I've just watched you do it. But if you see, it says right here, you got to put your hand here. It's not like this.
Okay.
Right there.
All right.
Yes, and then hold that.
Okay, and I will
try again.
I will once again summon that energy, but instead of snapping, I kind of try and, like before when I used to do this in the beginning, and I wasn't as learned in my magics, I will slowly rub my fingers together, let the energy constantly get to a certain point and control that intensity and touch the pebble again in a more calming manner and pick it up and focus really on the energy staying there and lighting in a flame rather than burning it. And as I do, the pebble lights into a green flicker of flame and holds steady as I'm holding this pebble in my hand. I think I got it.
It's very good. Now, can you just hold that? Can you keep doing that?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's ready. And I'll just kind of like wedge it in my armor so it kind of is stuck there, and let it kind of sit there as this little like pebble of flame. As I put it towards my shoulder, it's hot, it's warm, but it doesn't hurt. And I just kind of let it sit there as it's burning, but it's not actually burning any of my things. Wow, that was easier than I thought it would be. I mean, I read it a few times, but I thought it would take longer.
Well, I mean, when the book shows you exactly what to do.
Right. Well, you know, I wasn't the greatest at this. I'm more of a hands-on person. I know you were really good at just reading something and getting it done. Like,
Well, it's just, you just have to go through the steps, Flynn.
yeah, I know that's what Melrue always told me.
Literally gives you the answers right there. And for whatever reason, you are always too eager.
I'm getting better. Have I showed you my arm?
You haven't.
Yeah.
When did you get that done?
Well, when I went back, and I pat my shoulder too, to get this.
No, I noticed that. I didn't notice the tattoos.
Well, yeah, I got the one, and I'll point to the transmutation. And it seemed like they didn't care. Melrue seemed like she didn't care. Like it didn't even matter. Like I didn't earn it. And when Zorko told me that people were hunting us, I told Chath to give me all of them.
I told her that I was leaving the Iron Light, and she didn't seem to care about that either. I wouldn't take it too personally, Flynn.
You doing okay?
No, I'm doing fine.
She's not nice to anyone, if that helps.
Well, I mean, yes, I know that. She's my mother.
I know, I kind of thought it was... When I went back and heard that you had left, I thought she would show an inkling, a little small moment of being a normal person.
No, that's not her.
We have a lot to tell her when we see her next.
Well, we have to find out if she's a part of this.
We have a lot to find out. A lot to talk about. But right now we have to figure this out. Save Shreya.
Certainly.
Well, it seems like it's holding, so let's keep moving. Now I can see, hopefully I can figure out what I'm hearing. And I'll look up again into the trees and try and figure out where I'm hearing these different tree sounds.
And as you look up into the trees, and you see 5 different trees all bent over, staring at you.
Huh? What? Hi?
You can see, now with the light, you can just barely see in the bark the forms of eyes and a nose and a mouth. And looking around, you can almost see the branches creating arms and fingers. And you look down and you can just barely see a split in the trunk where legs might be. It sounds like you are going through a lot.
Oh, you talk?
Yes.
You talk. Kaylin, it talks.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to barge in, but it does seem that you have a large weight on your shoulders. I'm sorry, we didn't mean to pry. As all of the trees sort of like back off and take a couple of steps back, these massive 30-foot trees.
I like stand up after getting like surprised on my butt, and I kind of stand up. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, you just startled me.
I didn't mean to.
Well, hi, my name is Flynn Fellowweave, and I'm part of, and I'll look to Kaylin. I'm Flynn Fellowweave.
Very nice to meet you, Flynn.
What's your name? Do you have a name? Do you know what a name means?
We don't really have names among us. It's more of, my name is, and he sort of ruffles the leaves, and it sort of makes a creaking noise, and the leaves sort of move together.
Got it. I don't know if I can repeat that. I will look at this tree specifically. Are there any defining factors, leaf color, barks, scratches, anything that I can glean from this tree as a distinguishing factor that makes it different from the others?
So you look down, you look at this tree specifically, and you can see down at the bottom, he's got like these rooted feet that sort of come to a very wide base, and you can see some moss and some even some like mushrooms growing up off of his legs and sort of the base area. You can see sort of towards his body, he's got a couple of those big like wood tree knots in him, and looking over his arms, you can see his right arm specifically. It looks like this old bark grows down only to about half of his arm, where it looks like it was almost broken off, and a much younger, newer, and smaller arm is sort of growing out from there. And you look up to the canopy. He's got on his shoulders these big branches that come off of his shoulders and back to create this canopy of red, these deep red leaves that you had seen in the forest all around. And he almost looks like he's got like a snarl in his face as he's talking to you. But yeah, that's sort of what makes him unique.
Right. Yeah, so we can't do the creaky noises. But I mean, we're in Ester Grove. Why not just call you Ester?
Ester, I think Ester. And he looks around to all the other trees and they start shaking their head and like leaves fall as they shake their head. Ester, I do like that.
I think it fits pretty well.
I think it fits perfectly.
All right, Ester. Well, like I said, again, I am sorry for stumbling into your forest, but we're on a mission. This is my friend Kaylin. Kaylin, meet Ester.
Kaylin, pleasure.
All right. Right. We're here on a mission. And I will pull up my map and point to the X. We were sent here. See, one of my friends is in grave danger. They're ill with some kind of poison. I'm not really sure. They're diseased or something. And we were sent by the cleric, the healer. We were sent to find a totem of some sort. I don't know if that is something that's sparking interest. Sorry, sparking's probably not a... Oh, should I put this out? And I'll point to the flaming rock.
No, it's completely fine.
Okay, it's not burning me, so it's not going to burn you, I don't think.
Okay, as long as we're not setting any fires.
Right, I'm going to have to think about that.
Totem, I'm not familiar with that word.
Can I, like, look around?
You're more than welcome to. Totem, is that... And you see one of the other trees starts to like rustle and the branches creak. He goes, no, I don't think that's a totem. Has anyone else heard of totem? Oh, is a totem the same thing as... And he rustles his leaves and he creaks his branches. And then you see all the other tree ants start to nod and, in agreement is to say like, oh, yes. A totem. I'm sorry, I did not know the common word for that. I am teaching myself common, but I have not learned every word yet.
Okay, so you have an idea of where it would be?
Yes, you're more than welcome to come with us.
Sure.
It might be a bit of a walk, but...
Yeah. You probably walk faster than us, maybe?
Yes, the larger legs tend to have that advantage. I think we can have an arrangement, though. And he reaches his hand down towards the ground, and he places his hand down there on the ground, and his fingers extend like roots into the ground, and he starts looking around, and it almost looks like as his hand is in the dirt and in the ground, it almost looks like he's searching for something. And he's one moment, usually tough to find. Here we go. And you can see his fingers curl and almost grab something from underneath the dirt and yank it up towards the surface. Okay. And you can see an old, long-buried stump of a tree that just comes up. It almost looks like it was carved off of the top. Okay. And he kneels down. He takes one... He takes sort of a kneeling position. And as he reaches down, he sort of starts to shiver and shimmy and creak his branches. And this tree stump that he pulled from the ground, the roots that go into the ground spring to life. Almost like little legs. Whoa. They prop themselves up against the ground. And this root, this tree stump, almost like a creature, props itself up on its roots.
That's so cool.
If you want to climb on top of this, we can use this to take you the entire way.
Sure.
This will be much quicker.
And does it look like it has room for both me and Kaylin, or should we ask for everyone?
It's like, this thing is like 6 or 7 feet in diameter. Okay. It used to be a big tree.
I'll look to Kaylin. You ready?
Well, it's not the strangest thing I've seen in the last week.
You know, it's like every time we go on one of these things, it's like I feel like I know what's going to happen. And yet again, thrown for a loop.
Well, it's going to be a story.
Yeah, let's go.
So let's climb on. All right, so you guys both climb on the back of this tree stump.
Yeah.
And as you're looking down at your feet, you can see all of the rings of this tree stump. And towards the edges, you can see where the bark is sort of broken and almost creating these jagged points upward. But you can see layers of rings and rings and rings and rings and rings on this thing.
Okay.
And it's a pretty smooth ride as this little tree stump is sort of hobbling its way over roots and over hills and through the forest. But eventually, it stops. And the tree ants stop.
Look,
And you look around.
Yeah.
Looks like it's more forest.
So like, are we there?
Can you not see? We have arrived.
Yeah, definitely. Could you just for Kaylin, could you just kind of describe where we are?
Of course, this is one of our most sacred places. This has some of the oldest trees in this forest. The trees that, in fact, birthed us, which is quite the place to be.
Okay, cool. Totem.
So you can, yes, take your totem and.
I will get off of the tree stump and walk around and look for what I would think a totem looks like.
Make a nature check for me.
I'm so worried about later on because I'm rolling so well right now, and it's gonna suck when I roll a 1 or a 2. I rolled a 21.
A 21. All right. You look around and you see in front of you a tree that the trunk is much, much larger. This tree trunk is probably 50 feet in diameter.
Gee, that's awesome.
And as you're looking down, you start to see the roots that are coming out from this tree. And it takes you a minute, but you start to notice that the roots from this huge tree extend out and join the roots of another smaller tree, join the roots of another slightly bigger tree. And you start to notice that the roots from this tree are extending out and joining the roots of every single tree around you. And as you approach this much larger tree, Ester walks up to it as well.
Okay.
And he takes a stance. He sort of puts both of his legs together, straightens his posture, puts both of his hands behind his back, and in a very sort of noble fashion begins to shudder and rustle his leaves and creak his branches. And almost in response, all of the trees around you start to rustle their leaves. And you can see all of these red leaves and red flowers from the trees start to gently fall to the ground.
I just kind of like take a moment in this and just kind of look around and just get lost. And just, I'm assuming it looks amazing, just like almost rain, but its leaves is kind of falling all down and just kind of like take it in. Wow. Cool.
And finally, this much larger tree, you can start to hear the groaning of the wood as it rubs up against each other. And from these various knots and twists and tangles within the barks of this tree, you start to see it separate, almost creating a crack within the wood itself. Then it opens up and it creates a much larger hole into the interior of the tree. And all of a sudden you can start to see light coming from within the tree. As the bark continues to unfurl and the wood peels back its layers, from within, now you see an opening in the center of this massive tree. You can see quite a large opening and about 15 beats of yellow light just floating around in this interior.
How big does this space look? I'll walk up to it.
The tree itself is about 50 feet in diameter. This interior space looks to be about 15 feet.
How big is the tear? It's like a...
Oh, the tear is huge. Yeah, you would definitely be able to fit inside. Yes.
I'll turn to Ester. Hey, buddy, what do? We going in here? Is that safe?
More than safe. Probably the safest place you can be in this forest.
Okay, I trust you. Just meant you trust you. Kaylin, you ready?
No, but that hasn't stopped us before.
True. Let's go, and I'll try and push her in.
Oh, okay. And as you both make your way into the inside of this huge tree, it's very warm in here, almost bordering on like hot. But you make your way in, and these points of light start floating around you. And as you reach your hand up, sort of to interact with the space around, the points of light almost avoid your hand, almost reacting to the air around you and how you move.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
I think it's safe to say not many people have seen things like this.
And say again, when I'm moving my hands through the air, there's these lights that are floating around?
And as you look closer and you inspect each one of these points of light, you can see that the point of light is actually the base of what looks like a dandelion seed. How it almost, it comes up and it almost sprouts out into the top, and is just floating there gently on the air.
And you said there's only 15, or do I see more now that I'm in here?
Now that you're in here, you look up and there's much more, creating these concentric circles floating within the tree.
I know I have things to do, but I would like to try and grab a few if I can like parkour my way or whatever up and try and reach up and grab a few and get them in my hand.
Okay. Every time you reach out, almost like the air that you move your hand through is pushing them away.
Huh.
Not necessarily in a direct response, but you disturbing the air there creates almost like this air pattern that floats them away, it seems.
If I try and go slower, like, and just like bring my hands together with the seed in the center and try and cage it with my hands, and I go very, very slow as to not disturb the air.
You now have one of these points of light in your hands.
I will take it and I will place it on like a piece of cloth, and I will just like fold it up, put it on the ground, and I will try and get a few more. Just slowly cage them and put it in the pile, and I'll get like 3.
Okay. All right, you now have 3 of these points of light.
And I will fold it together and kind of put a little piece of twine around it to keep it secure, and I will pull open my souvenir bag and I will drop it in there.
Okay.
And give Kaylin a little nod.
All right. Okay. As you do, you make your way out of this massive tree.
Do we feel like that's what I needed?
You're not quite sure.
I look around too.
Or I mean, that's up to you.
I look around. So after I do that, I'll kind of give Kaylin that nod, and I'll kind of wait till you see what's in this bag. I got a lot of stuff to show you.
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
And I will, after getting those, I will look around with my little light on my shoulder now. I will kind of look around and see if I can see anything else in this area. Is it just these
within the tree?
Yeah, within the tree.
It seems to be just the seeds. You can see the inside is very smooth, almost like this white wood on the inside. But yeah, it just seems to be these.
Is Ester still right out there?
You look outside?
Yeah.
You do see Ester, and you just see Ester facing away from you. And you can see both of Ester's hands raised up in the air in a sort of do not attack position.
I look to Kaylin, and I give her I just hand signal again. Hold the hand up, and I will then point in that direction. And then as I point, I lower myself and kind of get behind the door frame or whatever, the entrance frame, and kind of just like seeing getting ready for what's going on.
Okay. And as you do, you hear from the outside, Well. We have been waiting on you to open that thing up for, what has it been? Weeks? It must have been weeks. But now we're here, and we will be taking what we need to take, and we're going to be going now. I would not advise you taking anything without permission, which I will state you do not have. Well, it ain't your permission that I need.
I will try and see if I can see where the voice is coming from that's talking to Esther. Do I see a person? How many people are there? What are they wearing? Do they have weapons? Things like that.
You look outside of the tree.
I will also take the rock and I will just put my fingers to it and just focus for a minute. And my tattoo glows and I will extinguish the light on the rock. The pebble.
Okay. And as you look outside, you see that there are several what look to be bandits on horses. You can see that they have several pouches on the backs of these horses that seem to be overflowing with different plants, different herbs, different flowers.
I'll look to Kaylin. We gotta help him.
This does not seem to be our issue, Flynn.
We gotta help.
I'm sorry, but it doesn't.
They helped us, we help them.
Okay, how do you suggest we help?
How far away how far away is Esther and the bandits, and how close are they to each other?
They're pretty much right next to each other.
Uh-huh.
You can see that the bandit who is yelling, he has a short sword out and is sort of up, facing it towards Esther. And being on top of a horse, he's sort of getting it sort of close to Esther's head.
I don't know what kind of stuff you can do yet, but I have some ideas to knock him off balance. You ready to follow up with something you got?
Whatever you've got. Looks like there's 6 of them.
Yeah, we can take them.
I think we can take them. Are we prepared to just begin an attack against whoever these are?
Well, they're threatening our new friends.
Yes, that's true.
Let's see how this plays out, but if anything gets violent, I'm jumping in.
Okay.
And I will kind of just be ready to cast a spell as I watch for any type of attack or basically I'll hold a spell for that.
All right, now I don't know what the two of you have business doing here, but I'd appreciate if you get out of the tree.
I will step out of the tree. What are you doing here?
Probably the same thing that you are. Here to make money.
I'm here to save a friend.
Good for you. I really don't care. Can we just move past you? We need to get into the tree.
Esther, are they allowed to come in here?
No, they're not.
All right. I'm sorry, man, but you can't do it.
We have been around these parts for the last few weeks, and, well, this is one of the last little pieces that we need in order to complete our collection. Don't give them anything! They have been tearing through this forest, taking all of our precious materials.
What kind of collection?
You know, just a personal one. One that pays real well.
Huh. How much does it pay?
More than you'd be able to pay. Now, if you just step aside, he gets up off of his horse, gets down, short sword still in hand. If you just let me pass, he starts to climb into the tree.
Oh, if if he's close enough to climb into the tree, I'll put my hand up.
Okay.
No. Not gonna happen. He said you can't. I'm sorry.
Well, all the gold that was promised to me says that I can, and you don't want to be in between that.
I'll look to Esther. Why is he not allowed to have one?
He has been traveling to all of our sacred sites and taking relics without our permission.
See, friend, I'm part of the Ironlight Collective, and it is our job to fight monsters. But I've been figuring out that it's not so black and white, and right now, you're looking like a monster. And I will rub my fingers together, and I will, similarly to how I cast Booming Blade, that pulsing energy, starts rubbing on my under the fingers, and I put it down to the ground, and I will throw it forward and drag it along the ground. And as I lift my hand up, the area around this guy just erupts as the earth and everything just almost like a explosion went off, and just like this echo wave of energy just comes up from below him as I cast Shatter right under his feet.
Okay. All right. I'm going to have you, we'll do that, and then I'm going to have you roll initiative.
Yeah, baby.
Is that a roll from me?
Is
or
there
you?
any of his friends with him while he's standing there? Are they like with him?
No, it is just him.
That's fine. All right, so you need to make a con saving throw.
Okay. That's going to be an 11.
That fails, so they will take some damage. All right. And let me see if they get knocked prone. Is he made of stone, crystal, or metal?
Nope, he's a dude. He's made of guy.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, so it's just damage. Okay. $16 points of thunder damage as this ringing noise of an echoing energy just pulses from right below him.
Okay. I'm going to have you roll initiative.
Let's do it, baby. Okay, still rolling all right. It's lower. It's getting lower, but good. That will be of total of 20.
All right. All of the bandits seem to notice that you did that.
Good.
All right. So let's see. First up, the bandit right in front of you. You can see him see that you just attacked, lunge back at you with his short sword. And as he does, you can see he's got this like long red scarf. And so, he lunges at you with his short sword.
Okay.
And he's going to make 2 attacks. That is going to be a dirty 20 to hit on the first one.
That'll hit.
Okay. All right, and with that first swipe, that is going to be 4 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And as it slashes across you, you notice something very particular. You notice that the blade itself is made of this like black glass, a black glass that you have seen before in a dagger.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And as it swipes away from you, it almost carries some of your essence with it as you take an additional
What?
7 points of necrotic damage.
Oh!
That's going to be 11 to hit.
That misses.
Okay. All right. Next up, Kaylin is going to cast Green Flame Blade
Nice.
as her sword lights up with green fire. And
Could I yell out, "Oh, no, wait, the tree said don't do that."
Too late. As she lunges forward and makes an attack towards the bandit with the red scarf. That is going to be a 16, which hits.
Awesome.
Next up, okay, so another bandit on horseback rides up to the base of the tree. You can see that this bandit is wearing this like very tight black cap, and as he runs up, he's going to bonus action grab a potion from his belt, uncork it, drink it, and as he rides up, he finishes drinking the potion and takes a massive breath in and a massive exhale out. I'm going to have both Flynn and Kaylin make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Okay. Ooh, so I rolled a 1. I want to reroll it. There we go. 21 total.
Okay, 21 total.
As I almost trip and then fall, and as I fall, I land behind a tree trunk, and I'm protected from the flames.
All right. Okay, so you do not take any damage, and you are not knocked prone, but you are knocked back 15 feet.
Oh, okay.
So, but you are still standing. You do not take any damage. Kaylin, on the other hand, was not so lucky. So she falls back. She falls prone. She is knocked back 15 feet. And as she hits the ground, she takes 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Was it flames or what was the...
It was just wind.
It was wind,
It was
okay.
a
Sorry.
very powerful wind.
Okay, cool.
All right, next up, the other 3 bandits are going to run up to where you guys just were, hop off their horses, and use their entire movement to jump into the tree. They're going to use their actions to grab each of these little points of light.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not going to use a bonus action. That's going to be it. So they're in the tree. They have grabbed these points of light. And that is them. Those are the 3 bandits. Next up, Flynn.
I will, seeing them run into the tree, I will turn around and go to the entrance of the tree. Am I able to attack them while standing at the entrance? Because it's like 15...
You would have to hop into the tree.
Okay. I will go in, and I would like to get in range of as many as I can. Can I be able to hit all 3 of them? Like...
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so
I'll say you can get into that point.
Range of all of them, and I will bring up my sword, and I will try to attack one of them.
Okay.
I will come down similarly to inside the tree. I rub my fingers together, and you see the green flame start to appear, and I look around, realizing that I'm inside of a tree, and I will. It'll switch to flame. It'll switch to like energy, that pulsing energy, and I will tap the sword and put that energy into the sword as I cast Booming Blade, and I will come down and attack one of the bandits inside.
Okay.
One of them is holding a.
All 3 of them are currently holding.
One of them then.
Okay. Cool.
Right, here we go. A 1. Reroll. Another 1. Do I reroll again?
No. It's just the 1.
Must use the new roll. When you roll a 1, I have to use the new roll. Crap.
Okay.
Well, I whiff it, and as I fall, the blade almost comes and hits the leg of this person, and they lift their foot up at the last second. And I will hop back up to my feet and go in with another attack.
Okay.
Oh, actually, so when I use an action to cast a cantrip, which is what I did, and I attack with that cantrip, I can do another attack. So since I didn't trigger, would the booming energy still be in there, and I'd still be able to attack with a bonus action and trigger the booming blade?
Yeah.
So I will hop back up to my feet, shake it off, and just kind of come in with another attack and try and hit this person.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
Okay. Maybe that is 15.
15 just hits.
Let's go. I told you, man. As soon as it started, now I'm starting to roll low. I hate this. I hate it, but I hit him. So cool. All right. So that is this dice. That is 10 points of piercing, and as I slash or pierce this person and pull retrieve the blade, there's this energy that has now been transferred around that cut, and it's kind of just pulsing slightly, seeming to be like contained for the moment, but we'll see. As I do, 16 points of damage total.
Nice.
And I'll kind of look up to these 3 and be like, just put him down. You don't have to do this.
All right. Next up. Let's see. The bandit with the red scarf. He is going to, following you. He's going to hop into the tree.
Does he run out of Kaylin's range of attack?
No, because Kaylin was blown back 15 feet, knocked prone.
Crap. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No worries.
Okay. And the bandit's going to take another 2 swings at you.
Bring it.
That's going to be an 8.
Okay. Miss.
And that's going to be an 18.
miss. So as I turn around, I quickly parry both attacks with the sword. Ting, ting.
Okay. All right. That is that. Next up, you're in the tree. You don't know what Kaelin does.
Oh, no? Okay, cool.
No, you don't.
Cool.
All right, and then... All right. Next up, these 3 bandits that are in the tree with you, they're going to try to escape. They've got what they came for. They're going to try to escape. So all 3 of them leave your attack range.
Okay. So when I have Warcaster, so if something provokes an opportunity attack, I can cast a spell. That includes a cantrip. A cantrip is a spell, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Firstly, though, when the gentleman or the person who is holding one of the seeds that I attacked,
yes,
when he moves, he takes some damage because as he's running away, right?
He is.
As he runs away, that contained pulsing energy that was near that cut, as he moves, it shifts and the energy is released as it tears the cut open. As the energy is released, it tears open that cut as he takes some damage. Let me roll that. See. Max and almost max. 14 points of additional thunder damage to that person.
As the energy slices through him and the top half of him is completely dissected and blows apart from the bottom half of him.
I didn't mean that to happen, but I told you to not do it. And as the other ones, and I turn around and I say, "Oh, stop!" And I'll attack that one. As I will quickly snap my fingers and tap the blade once again, charging another booming blade, and I go into another attack for one that's running away. So I'm going to see if I can hit. Yeah, I think that hits 15.
15 hits.
All right, so that does this. 12 points of piercing and 3 points of thunder. As once again, that energy is transferred into the cut, and as he steps to run away, it again blows up. And
Seriously?
Yeah, dude.
All right.
3 low rolls. Oh no, there we go. 11 points of additional thunder damage on top of that. So,
okay.
26, I think.
So 26, yeah.
As he tries to run away.
All right. Okay. That was...
Is he still up?
Yeah, he's still up. He's still up. But now...
I've never gotten to use this spell this effectively. I love it.
They are going to desperately try and get away. As they both leave, they hop out of the tree. They're going to use their full movement and bonus action and action to hop out and hop on their horses.
Okay. But they're just on their horses.
They're just on their horses. Yeah.
Okay.
Flynn.
Glad I have a spell slot.
What are you doing?
Seeing them running and noticing that they're trying to get away, I think, and I just glance down at my arm and I see the transmutation symbol. I haven't tried this yet, but and I will go to the finger that has the tattoo that kind of comes off of the transmutation. And I will start rubbing that together. And it takes longer than any other ones that I've tried because I haven't really been able to really tap into it. But as I do, slowly but surely, this golden energy starts to encompass this symbol and travels down my arm as this energy now is on my thumb and finger. And I will go to my heel of my shoe and I will just swipe from the top side of my shoe and towards the back. And as I do, this energy trails along it and stays there. It almost loses, and I'm like, oh no! And I focus on it, and then the tattoo still glows and holds steady. As now on my right foot, on the outer part of the side, there's this almost like wind of golden energy just flowing off of it. And I turn towards the two people on the horses, and as I cast Expeditious Retreat, and I will try and run over there and catch up to them.
Okay.
So I use my movement, and then I will use my bonus action to dash. That is 50 feet. Would I be able to get to them?
You are just able to get to the horses, yes.
I would like to, if I could, be within range of both of them, if I can.
They are 10 feet away at this point, so you would be able to get in range with both of one of them.
Which one is the one that I didn't hurt?
There is one that is hopping on the horse. This is sort of an older gentleman. He's got kind of like a scraggly, untamed beard.
Okay.
You have not.
I've not attacked him yet. So for that, I will go towards that one and I will attack the old gentleman. And I will come in and I will use my action to once again Booming Blade and see if I can stop him from running away.
Okay.
21.
21 hits.
Bringing it in. All right. As that energy once again, tap the sword and I'm going to transfer it over. Healing. Not a lot. So just double check the damage. 10 points of piercing, 3 points of thunder. And once again, that energy, man, that's a low roll. That energy is transferred to that cut that is now on that old person, old gentleman. As if he starts to run, he's going to be in trouble. And then I will clock the other one. The other one's probably not looking good either, right?
No.
Okay.
Oh, for sure not.
That was my bonus action and my movement and my action. That's my turn.
Okay. Next up, the bandit with the red scarf is going to be in the tree. He's going to use his action to. He's going to grab some of these points of light. Let me see how many he gets.
When they're grabbing points of light, do I feel like the area around the tree, the tree ants, Ester, do they feel like they're being affected in any way? Does it feel like removing these hurts them? Have I noticed anything like that?
You have not noticed anything like that. No.
At least it's not like an immediate thing.
Yes. Okay. He is able to, in his turn, he's able to grab 3 of these points of light.
Okay.
He runs out. His horse is right there. So he's going to hop on his horse. And he's going to use his movement to start running. So yeah, with his horse, he's got 60 feet of movement. And he's going to run directly by you and the other horses. As you can see, the other bandits are just trying to get their horses in line with his. He is now moving. Next up on the initiative, Kaylin. For the first time, you can see her now that you're out of the tree. You see her pull her sword out of the sternum of the bandit who took the potion and had the wind effect.
Cool.
As he limply falls off of his horse, she jumps up onto the horse that he had.
Nice.
And she turns around and begins running in that same direction.
So she's on the horse going towards the scarf, red scarf.
Yes.
Awesome.
Next up, the other bandits are going to try and run. So the bandit that you hit, he is moving.
He moves, so regrettably, he takes some damage. That's good. 12 points additional thunder damage.
Okay.
As that tear, once again, that energy is disturbed and it just violently splits open as the energy is released.
He grips his side as this energy is released and is barely holding onto this horse, but he's going to start running.
And as he runs away, I get an opportunity attack.
Yes, you do.
And I'm going to come in with a booming blade.
Okay.
Tap the sword, bring it in. Come on, baby. All right, 21.
21 hits.
Yes. As I pierce this gentleman, he takes 11, 12, 13 points of damage altogether.
Yeah, he's dead. How do you kill him?
So I stab, as he starts to run, I stab into the back. And trying to keep this person from leaving, I'm not sure if I killed him or not yet. I stab him in the back and then use that momentum to kind of like pull him down. So I use the sword and I try and like jump up and use the weight of it to kind of pull him off the horse. And then as he lands on the ground, I pull my sword out.
Okay. All right. Cool. Flynn, you're up next. What are you doing?
How far away is the other horse now that it ran away? The one that was really hurt.
The one you've got one that is 60 feet away.
Is that red scarf?
No, that is the one that you had attacked in the tree.
Okay.
And then the bandit with the red scarf is 20 feet away from you. So you got a 60 feet and 20 feet.
Okay. I see the one riding away. That's very damaged, 60 feet away. I will drop my sword, reach out my hand as the tattoo glows, and I will summon as a bonus action my short bow.
Okay.
And I will notch an arrow from my quiver, and I will loose I'll loose one arrow first to see if I can hit the one that's far away.
All right, make an attack roll.
the worst I can roll? That'll be a total of 11.
11 will not hit.
Man, I haven't used this in a while. And I will shoot another one.
Okay.
A 1 re-rolled to a total of 20.
That hits.
So I like let it go too early, and it kind of hits my arm and shakes it. But as it shakes, it actually puts it right on course. I was off course originally, and it hits successfully as I deal 9 points of piercing.
As the horse slowly gallops to a stop.
Yes!
And this bandit, slumped over, falls off of his horse.
And then there's one left. I've used bonus action. I will run. I will use my movement, because I haven't yet. I will use my movement to get to Red Scarf, because I have 25.
Yep.
And he's 20 away. I will do that, but I have the bow, so that's what I have right now.
Okay. Next up, this remaining bandit with the red scarf and 3 points of light. He's going to try and run.
I don't know if I can attack. Can I do an opportunity attack with a ranged weapon?
I don't believe so.
I don't know either. I will just let him run. Would I be able to just can I do anything to stop him? Can I grapple him, or no? That's opportunity attack. I will, as he starts to run, I will notch an arrow and just that's what I'm looking at.
Okay. He's going to use his full action and his movement to get 120 feet away.
Okay.
As coming up right next to you, skittering along the ground, is this little tree stump creature coming up right next to you, sort of encouraging you to hop on. As Kaylin is going to use her movement and action to try and catch up to this bandit as well.
Nice. Come on.
She is going to pull out her bow. She's not as proficient with the bow, so she's going to take one shot. That is going to miss. She's on horseback. She is not in the most comfortable position, so her arrow misses. Next up, Flynn.
Hi, buddy. And I will hop on this little stump, and I will, let's go! And I will use my, I guess I'll save. I'll save because I'll use the bow. So I will just jump on it and let's try and catch this thing. I don't know, what's the movement?
Okay, it's not quite as quick as a horse, but it is almost double your movement speed. So it'll use its action and its movement to go a total of 80 feet.
Okay.
Getting you within 40 feet.
Okay, and so is that my movement?
Yes. Okay. Yes, that is your movement.
And how far away now?
You are 40 feet away.
Okay. I'll just shoot. I'll just try and do some damage.
Okay.
Arrow number 1. 18 plus. So that is...
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. Damage. 11 points of piercing. Shoot 1 arrow.
Okay.
The next arrow. 18.
18 hits.
Okay. Arrow. 8 points of piercing.
8 points of piercing? Okay. All right, that sinks right into his back.
How's he looking?
He's looking very... He's like, you can see he's starting to waver side to side. His horse isn't quite going in a straight line.
If I could just yell out something to him, I will just say, it's not worth it. Just put it down. Just drop the seed. You can come out of this alive.
He winces as he turns around. And as he does, he reaches down to his belt and takes out a potion in a very similar manner to the other one. He drinks it back, but this time, instead of a burst of wind coming out from his mouth, he takes a deep breath and blows a line of fire directly behind his horse.
Crap.
Which is, it's 5 feet by 30 feet line of fire in between him and you guys.
It's gonna hurt.
Flynn, what are you doing?
It's my turn. I'm 40 something away from him, right?
Yes, using your full movement, you're still 40 feet away. And you are just approaching the fire.
Yeah. I will... He's 40 feet away. I'm going to try it. I'm going to run Look down, look at that foot, and as that golden energy still trailing off of it. All right, here we go. Don't let me down. I will run through the fire, just trying to burst through it and try and get to him.
Okay.
Using my movement and if I need to, I would need to my bonus action to sprint right up to this guy.
Okay. Let me see. I'm gonna make a Constitution saving throw for the tree stump.
Oh, I jump off.
You jump off.
I'm using just my movement and my bonus action.
Gotcha.
With the expeditious retreat to just zip up to him because I know that this stump might take fire damage. And
All
I'm
right.
like, you did great. Thank
Make
you.
a dexterity saving throw for me as you're running through this fire.
Okay. All right. 10.
10. Fortunately, does not save. You're going to be taking the full damage of this.
Be low.
It is 18 points of fire damage.
Okay.
And that's it.
Let's go. I'm still up.
18 points of fire damage.
Let's go.
As you just get within range of this last bandit.
And I look up at him. Drop it. As I'm charging that booming energy again. Just drop it.
He's still fully trying to sprint away.
And as I catch up, and he seems to not be doing anything different, I tap the sword and come in with an attack. I actually can't because I don't have my short bow. I will shoot at him as I get closer. And I will be saying that, like, drop it. And he doesn't seem like he's stopping, so I lose 2 arrows.
Okay. Make those attack rolls.
Crap. Okay, 27, I think.
Okay, that hits.
11 points of piercing.
As it hits directly through the back of his neck, he slumps over and falls off of his horse.
Just told you to drop it, man. And I will look around to see if there's any other bandits.
Make a perception check for me.
12 total.
You don't see any other horses, no other people here?
The ones that we're trying to grab, I can definitively tell, since we killed them, that the ones that were running away with the seeds have perished.
Yes, that is correct. And as you turn around and you see Kaylin standing there. She's got her book open and she's sort of reading through it real quick. She's moving her hands around, and all of a sudden, from the palm of her hand, a light, almost like mist of ice and snow starts to emanate from the palm of her hand as she waves her hand over this fire and begins extinguishing the fire on the ground.
After I shake myself and I will first just grab the seed off of this guy, and I'll maybe come back and check his pockets later. But I grab this seed, and I will grab the other seeds from the others. And you said she's putting out fires.
She is putting out the fire, yeah.
I will just walk up to her after I grab all the seeds. That wasn't in my book. How'd you learn that?
I picked it up from someone I knew.
I'll look at her arm. Does it seem... What are her tattoos? Does she have anything different that I haven't noticed?
No, she's got the same tattoos, yeah.
Okay.
Huh. I mean, it doesn't really do much. Basically, this is the extent of it.
That's cool, though. We've met some powerful magic users, and it's crazy how many things I've seen. Yeah, there's so much we can learn.
I think right now we just need to learn how we're going to get these things back.
And I will leave her to putting fires out. I will walk up to Ester. Hey, you okay?
I'm fine. Yes, since you got stopped those bandits, I think I'll be doing much better.
Good. Well, here, and I will hold out the seeds that I picked up from the bandits, and I will hand them to
No, thank you. And he very gently sort of cups his hands over them, goes over to the opening in the tree, opens his hands as they fly back into the center of the tree.
Glad we could help. So, is this what we need? And I will motion to I'll pull out of my souvenir bag the little packet of seeds.
But it's not quite a full totem yet. If I may. And he reaches out his hand.
Sure. And I will unfurl the cloth, and I will pick out one and try and hand it to him and see if that's all he needs.
Yes, just the one.
Okay, and then I will happily take the 2, look at them and smile and wrap them up and put them back in the souvenir bag.
And Ester takes this this point of light, and he puts it up to his mouth, and he puts it into his mouth.
Ugh.
He goes,
What's it taste like?
And you can see he's sort of like mixing it around in his mouth a little bit. And you can see he's like concentrating. And after a minute, you can see off of the branches and the leaves that are coming off of his back, you can see just one section of them starting to glow a little bit. And as he finishes concentrating, he reaches his arm back and seems to pluck something out from his back.
Branch?
He leans down to you, and between his fingers, he's holding what almost looks like a glass cylinder. But looking closer, you can see the cylinder itself is made of red leaves, almost these glass-like red leaves that are wrapping around in a cylinder formation and just carrying inside a floating yellow light.
Sweet.
I believe that's what she would call the totem.
Okay, well, thank you.
Of course.
Is it okay if I take these other two?
You're more than welcome to, Flynn. These are items that are very sacred to us, and, well, you're our friend now.
Really?
Yes.
Aw, you're my friend too.
That is very nice.
Well, hopefully I come back sometime and we can hang out.
I would very much enjoy that. Would you mind if I called you? And he shakes his leaves and he creaks his branches.
Yeah.
It's just easier to say in my native tongue.
What does it mean? Does it have a meaning, or is it just how you spell my name in tree?
I don't think there's a direct translation, but essentially it means little friend.
I'll take it. Well, I'm glad we could help protect you. And I'll take the totem and put it in my backpack. I don't really know if there's anything I can do to help. You said they took other things?
Yes, well,
actually,
it appears that is already being taken care of.
Yeah.
And you can see over the bodies of these bandits where they had their bags.
Yeah.
You can see these vines and these roots beginning to like almost rifle
That's
through
so
the
cool.
bags.
I love it.
And take these flowers and these what look like dried roots and berries and fruits, and just sort of taking them back and carrying them along the forest floor.
While they're doing that, would I be able to kind of just saunter up to a few of these bandits? I want to check them and to see if they have anything on them. Just brief cursory check of pockets and things, not like too crazy. And then I will kind of set them in a line on the ground and kind of lay them more or less to rest.
Okay.
So I don't know if I find anything on them, or was all they were carrying was the collection?
In total, you found 8 gold pieces. And the bandit with the long red scarf, who you had spoken with, the only thing of note on him would be the short sword with the black glass.
I'll turn to Ester and I'll pick up the sword. You using this?
I was not planning on it.
You don't mind if I take it then?
It's all yours.
Cool. And I'll just admire it for a moment and just really inspect it. It's black glass. Is there any other features that I noticed? Is there any inscriptions or carvings on it?
No. And notably, the black glass weapons that you had seen previously seem to be very finely constructed. The edges of the blades came to a very fine point. The hilts were intricately designed. This one, though, seems to be sort of your standard hilt, and then the blade itself almost looks like if there were a larger chunk of this black glass and it was just sort of like chipped away at until it sort of made a sword-looking thing. The edges are sort of jagged and all of that. So, yeah, that's what you see.
I wonder how he came upon this. And I'll look at them again. Do they have any like garb or tabards or anything like that show that they're part of a group, or are these just random bandits that have this?
Looking over these bandits, you do note in each of their pockets they all have this little piece of parchment, sort of an identifier note. And it has a symbol on it that looks like 2 links of a chain that are linked together.
A symbol on what again?
It's just a small piece of parchment.
Piece of paper, and it has two links of a chain.
Yes. And the last thing you note is amongst all of the bandits, they all have this this little gold and black pinky ring, and it's got like a gold band, and then on the face of it, it's almost like this this black almost rock, this smooth rock. It's dissimilar from the sword. It looks a little bit more rock-like than the glass of the sword.
Okay.
But etched into this black part is the symbol of 2 linking chains.
In the black.
Just
okay.
2 links of chain.
All right, well, I guess this is something. And I'll also toss it in the souvenir bag.
Okay.
And I will finish laying them to rest in the order. And I'll look to Esther. Is it okay? Leaving them here?
Yes, we will take care of what remains of them.
Okay. Well, I'd love to stay, but I have a friend that's in need, and this very well may save his life.
If there's a friend in need, Flynn, you must leave.
I have to go. And I will look down to our little stump friend. Do you mind?
And it sort of like leans to the side to give you a proper step onto it.
And I'll give it a pat on the stump and be like, thank you, and hop on. Kaylin, and I'll hold my hand out to help her on.
She hops on. And these little root legs scurry along the ground.
Goodbye, Esther!
Goodbye, Flynn!
See you soon!
And soon enough, you make it back to Saddlemount. And as you make it back through the city, that is where we're going to end this episode. We're going to call it right there with Flynn making it back to Saddlemount. Thank you all so much for listening, and we can't wait to see you all again next week. Bye, nerds.
Bye, nerds!
Hey, nerds, it's Shane. Thanks so much for listening to that episode. If you like what you're hearing, give us a like, a rating, a review. If you're on Apple Podcasts, you have to scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page to find the review section. Just hit that 5-star button and then type out some really sweet words that mean nice things.
Like, I love Shane.
Yeah, like I love Shane. Do that specifically. We'd really appreciate it, and it'll help more people, believe it or not, come to the show. They'll be like, who's this Shane guy? Why does he seem so awesome? And that would be really great because we really want this show to reach as many listeners as possible. Thanks so much, and we'll catch you in the next one, nerds.
See ya.
Bum.
It's helpful when you're loud.
Perfect.